What is going down? It is Friday, September. It's not September. It's March 10th, 2023. I think it's March 10th, 2023, and we are here on Happy Friday. Turn off this alarm. It's gonna be like screaming in our ears. So let's go ahead and get up the charts. Okay, so market dropping pretty heavily on that jobs report came out earlier today. Unemployment is up a little bit, and so let's go ahead and dive on in and see how those unemployment reports, as well as some of the other market reports for the day, are affecting. So today, here we are, Friday, March 10th. We had the unemployment report. I was reading that. So unemployment is up. Let's see, forecast previous. At least the Seeking Alpha thing said that unemployment was up. But when we look at these numbers, they look down. Because we got 504K was our previous, and then we got 311K. So that's on the employment report. Here it is, the unemployment report. There we go. I was looking at the wrong one. So 3.4 was our previous. Now we're at 3.6 on unemployment rate. Our average hourly wages went down, and our average hourly wages year over year are slightly up. So those numbers, though, are affecting the market pretty heavily. We dropped pretty substantially. We're all the way down at 38.70s. And yesterday we were trading in the 4,000s. So give you some perspective there. Yesterday when we were on the stream, we were trading at around 4,000. That's about $105 difference from where we're at currently. We're currently at 38.96, and we did get a 5,200 crossover earlier, but it didn't look like it did much. That was on the 5-minute chart. I'm looking on the. Let me switch to the 1-minute chart here. This is a little easier to look at. So 1 minute, you can see we came up here. We tested the volume weighted average price. It looks like we're going for another test here. I'm gonna look to join the bid right here. See if we can get above 3,900. Now I'm joining this bid based off of this possible crossover, this possible cyan switch, and zooming in here, I can see that our 9 has not gotten above the 12, and I should have waited for that in full because that would have matched my strategy completely. But it looks like it worked out anyway. It was close enough for a strategy, and I can see that we were getting this sort of double bounce off the low with this ascending support line. So it looks to me as if we may actually come up and actually break volume weighted average price this time, especially because we got that cyan switch inbound. We got this 5,200 cross that's working on it. $92 or 92 looks like a pretty good entry. Around here. Entered at the bottom there was pretty nice, actually. I'm going to bump this up to about 902.50. Getting a red candle there. Pretty heavy red. Big pullback off that. A lot of sell action coming in. I'll have to see if this holds this breakout. You can see the 9 is still above the 12. That's a good sign. We have this possible crossover happening at 12.26. If we get that, we should get this run up towards this volume weighted average price. Now we're going to need to see this 35 cross above this 26. We're going to need to see this 35 cross above the 50. We're going to need to see the 9 and 12 cross above the 35 and above the 50 in order to put everything into the direction that we want to see it going if we're going long. Obviously, it could easily be a short day based off of, as in going short on the day, based off of the unemployment reports, based off the previous movement. 1.9 to 0.7. I'll jump into the comments in just a moment and whatnot, but I want to see if we get this cyan switch. I'm going to want to just watch this trade a little closely. We're pulling back some on this. We got a nice little cushion off our first trade. This is looking really nice, though. Came up through our sell order, tapped it slightly. Okay, now we're through it. You can see that there. I'm going to clear the cash on this just to try and keep the riffraff out. Okay, we're at $525 on the day. Nice volatility on the day. And you can see this this reverse trend happening here. 9 is above the 12. They're about to be at a 12.26. Right now they're touching. Now, if the 9 and 12 get above the, first off, get that 12.26 crossover, and probably immediately after, get that 9 above the 12, or sorry, 9 and 12 above this blue EMA 35 line. That's going to look really nice for a really strong test of the volume weighted average price. I'm going to put this actually at like 12 ticks, which is kind of a swing, but that's okay. I'm going to join the bid where we're at here, which is a little high up. I would have liked to have joined a little lower, but my fear was that it was just going to run straight on through. So now we're looking to exit here at the volume weighted average price. And you can see it didn't even really pull back that much, which is why I just hit join the bid. I'm looking to get out right there at 96 is my exit, or my intended exit, or 39.06, sorry. We've got this cyan switch, 1.8 now to 3.0, so that's looking good. This is a pullback candle, but that's not too bad. It's not working against us too far because the 9 and 12 are getting above the 35. I want to see them get above the 50. And I would love to see a green dot here on the cyan, but I think that we're going to get a rip up through. We may actually rip through the VWAP and run into resistance along this 200 simple moving average up here. So long as we keep seeing the 9-12 curving in the upward direction, that's what we want to see. We had a green dot there for a moment, going from 1.8 to 2.8, now to 3.5. I think this trade's going to end up working out. I'm just going to jump in and see what up with the comments. What's going on, Tiny? So awesome. Happy to see you here. More pullback that I want to see on that. Widen this up a little bit, make it a little bit easier to see the moving averages. Pulling back down to the EMA 50. Going back up to our break-even point. Or break-even. Actually, we're down 375 in this trade. I don't know what I'm talking about. Going from 2.8 to 3.6. $2.8 to 3.5 was where that closed. Now we're hitting 4.6. 9 is above the 50. I want to see that 12 get above the 50 and really confirm this move. Little pullback here. This seems to me like a really great entry level, but we're already in a trade and we're in a little high on it too. We're in at 903. Ripping on up. That's why I said I thought that bounce off there off the 9 and then off the 50 would have been really great entry points. 3.5 to 5.1. This is getting some pretty strong momentum. I think it can do it. I think it can break through the volume weighted average price. Pulling back some, ending on a green on this candle. Going from 3.5 to 4.8, now to 5.2. 5.2 happening with a green dot. We're going to need to see some buy orders step in here in order to push this through. What's the volume looking like? Volume is looking like about 4,000 per candle, which is pretty good volume. Big pullback on that. Looks like it struggled to get on through there. A lot of volatility in this. Going from 4.8 to 5.4 on the TTM, moving at about 0.6, half a point. I'm seeing it fluctuate between 0.4 to 0.6 as far as the stacking goes. Want to see a little bit higher than that. I'd love to see 0.7. That candle ended at 5.2. Next one's at 5.9. There's a 0.7 I was looking for. Now it's at 0.8. 9 and 12 getting above the 50. A lot of volatility in this move, but I do think that I'm still bullish on this move. I'm going to look for profit here. It'll probably come up and actually rip on this one. I'm just trying to get out, though, with a little bit of profit, just because of the volatility through this section. And I didn't want to get hit with a VWAP rejection. You can see that we rejected VWAP here and here. I still think that this is going to come up and attempt for this VWAP move. But the 9 and 12 are kind of leveling off a little bit. But also, I thought that we could get that profit and then get a better entry. So I might try for that. I'm gonna join the bid here. All right, we got an entry down at 89 on a drop, pretty large drop actually. Very, very fast drop. Wow, holy moly. It's amazing how much of an exponent these can be. Insane drop there. Probably should have saw it coming, honestly. And I might want to cut this. I'm going to see if I can just get out with a single ticket profit. But I don't think that's going to be the case. So I think I'm probably going to have to end up cutting this. I think I got greedy or something like that. Because I was looking for this to bounce. I think it was a little too bullish on that. A lot of downward momentum. Switching over to 3-minute chart real fast. 3-minute also on that pullback. We're at 99, so I need to test at 3,900. Let's pull back like a lot. Yellow going from 16 to 13, 8 to 12, 3 on the 5-minute chart. Our next 5-minute candle is not going to be till 45, which is in about 2 minutes. And the 5-minute actually has a descending 50. So yeah, I'm gonna mark these out. We'll see if this holds a little support, but I don't have a lot of confidence in this trade. I mean, it just ripped down like $8. Such a major rip down. It makes sense. I mean, honestly, it's definitely a bearish day, and here I am trading bullish. But I was trading bullish on this breakout. And we had pretty strong momentum and strong support, but also a lot of resistance. A ton of sellers coming in along that VWAP there. $46, $56, $61 on the and $68 on contract size, $40, $41. Pulling back even further. Should have just shorted off of this, really. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. No more trading today? Couple new peeps have sub. Yeah, absolutely. We're getting more and more subs every day. It's awesome. Um, ways to You're way too aggressive in your trading. Getting a little bit of a push up here. So really, what I was looking for was this, like the reason why I haven't cut this trade is I was looking for this to bounce off 90. I don't think this area is gonna hold. So I actually don't really think that this is gonna rip up. 'Cause I mean, that's asking for a lot for this to rip up, like practically $10 just to get out with a tiny little trade. So in all truthfulness, I should have just cut this right here, and I think I'm gonna and just get back into just. I'll just work on getting back into green. No big deal. I decided to cut that there. Luckily, TOS seems to be working reasonably well today. I'm not like waiting for orders like super badly, which is nice because it's been months. Getting some downward push off that from 91 and at 88. That was a 12 tick move. Really wish I had grabbed that. Going from 1.0 to 2.0. Hammer candle here. Finding some support along 90. Going long again. That could be crazy. Not getting filled right now. Ran through my limit order several times on both, like being both below it and above it. Gonna rejoin the bid. Come on. All right, it finally let me in. It put me in at 38.90 and 3/4. And I'm looking to get out at 93.75. We got indicators pushing to the downside though, even though I'm going long. I'm going to reduce probably my order though from going from that much. Just try to get out at 91.50, which would be a pop up to about the 9 EMA. That'd be amazing, right? Them hearing about us talking about the lag. Ripping on up past my order, getting that lag again. It's not nearly as bad today, though. I've seen it so much worse. $3.8 to 4.8 on the TTM on the downside. This does look like this holding 90 as support, though. Pretty well. That's well past my sell order. There we go. Now only down 150 bucks on the day. We were up pretty heavily, but we got caught in this falling knife here. Red yellow move would look really solid. Today is a day for swings if you've got the it's a day for swings if you got the stones. That sounds funny together. Yeah, today's a day for swings if you got the stones for it. Because there's so much volatility in each of these candles. I want to see a red yellow. Red yellow goes in, I'm going in for 20 ticks. Possible crossover there on 1226. going from 4.6 to 5.4 to 5.9. The thing of it is, though, is that I think it's going to just run so fast that by the time I actually get filled on a red to yellow, I'll already be too late. Just due to the overall volatility. I mean, that would have been it right there. That'd be 20 ticks. You know what I mean? So, I mean, this is running really, really quickly. See if I can get in off 93. There's a rip down. Filled me at 92. And I'm looking to get out at 97, which is just up here at the 50 EMA. So I'm sort of banking on this red yellow move based off that rip right there. And also I'm gonna jump into the 3-minute side. 3-minute has stacking on the red. 5-minute side has stacking on yellow. So we went from 12.5 to 10.4 to now going to 9.2. So I mean the 5 minutes looking good in terms of TTM stacking. It's looking poorer in terms of 50 working its way towards a crossover to the downside for a 5200 cross on the down. This is why I wait for my setup, is for this exact reason. I joined based off these major rips, and really I should have waited for the red to yellow. I think I could have avoided being down in this trade, even though we're back to flat. I could have avoided being down in this trade and just entered right here instead, thus reducing my overall risk by entering properly instead of entering off of. I think I'm a little swept up in the momentum on the day, honestly. I'm looking for a 20 tick trade off of 3 contracts, which is worth 750 bucks, which I think is the same as if I went 4 contracts and 12 ticks. Getting that red yellow. If we paint another yellow, I'm pretty sure that we'll rip up through this. We are slightly above the 50 EMA though, so I may want to reduce my order down to being just right here at the 50, because you can see that EMA 35 acting as resistance right now on this little double top that you see right here. A lot more buy orders coming in though in the last 2 candles, going from 6.8 to 6.3 now to 5.9. So only a move in a 0.4, but still moving in the right direction. We got to see this 9 EMA get above this 12 EMA again. This is a very like strong swing here that I'm going after. I'm going to reduce this down to 95, even though I think it's going to rip up and do what we thought. I'm just reducing it down just to try and limit my risk and collect some capital right now. Just sort of secure the bag, so to speak. Now, ran through my order. I'm going to collect the garbage here. And there it is, up at 97. Actually ran straight on through. We're up 637.50 on the day. So it looks like it did fill us at that full amount that we originally intended. 9's getting above the 12. You can see this is basically setting up this exact same setup here, but this is going to look a lot stronger. We've got this sort of wave pattern forming. I think this is looking stronger for a lot of reasons. Number one, our VWAP is even lower. We had time to consolidate both here and here. So this is getting, I think, even stronger than the last 2 previous attempts at the volume weighted average price. We've also got this 5,200 crossover headed inbound on the 1-minute chart. Now, if we look at the longer time frames, that 5,200 crossover is actually headed towards the downside, right? But we have conflicting information because on the 5-minute chart, you can also see that we're stacking up on the TTM, not downwards. Unfortunately, one of our members said that he got slaughtered today. That's not what I want to see, especially because one of our members is getting really close to passing his evaluation. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. You guys didn't see my charts. I'm so sorry. I thought I had these up 5,200 crossover inbound on the 1 minute side, but you can see a potential crossover to the downside on the 5 minute chart. 5 minute chart's looking great though in terms of TTM and both the chart itself. So we may have to try to ignore the 5,200 crossover. We may get burned for that, but we have to see what we got to do. Do what we got to do, right? Nine's above the 12. It is starting to work its way above the 50 EMA. There we are through the VWAP. Watch out for resistance here at the 200 moving average. I'm talking really fast today because the market's moving really fast today. So there's a lot of movement. Gonna wait and see if we can get a pullback off of like 905, which is right there around the volume weighted average price. And I'm gonna reduce the sell order as well. I think 910 is a little aggressive. I think I'll try to get out at 908 if I could actually get that range there. It's a pretty big range. Trying to get in at 905.50. Snuck past our entry for a second there. I'm going to flatten and join the bid. And try and help this along by collecting the garbage. Get rid of all these noties. Jump back over here to the trade side. Looks like I could have left my original sell or my original buy order there. I'm going to try to get out at 908. We got this hammer candle here above the VWAP. This is looking pretty strong, but watch out for that resistance there at that 200 moving average. This can act as a real big pain in the butt. We are getting this on a cyan switch though, so it's looking really, really nice. Up $1,200 on the day. We are kicking butt, taking names. Even with that big fat loss that we took, we're still kicking butt. This is looking really nice for a solid red to green. For a solid rip here, we got a fresh cyan candle above the volume weighted average price. We got the 5,200 crossover inbound. This actually ripped way past what 20 ticks would have been. I should have just kept the full 20. Hell yeah, man. Big breakout. You were absolutely correct. Huge breakout on the day right now. Massive trend reversal. We called it right here. That's why the TTM's so badass. Excuse my language. That's why the TTM rocks, dude. That's why this strategy that we're using rocks. I gotta make an updated strategy video because from the time that I made my original strategy video, first off, number one, that TTM strategy video that I've made is very useful, but it mainly applies to my stock trading strategy on low float, high volume, and catalyst moving stocks. This breakout strategy that we're using here on futures trading is a very similar but modified strategy of that, and also dialed in way more refined. And so I need to make an updated video on that. I'm trying to balance everything in my life. Multiple households that I'm helping out with, a lot of elderly people, but also like everything else that goes into managing my own personal family, and all the other things. We're going to watch for a breakout here. This actually looks pretty solid. We're going to take a look at this on the 3-minute side. 3 minutes getting a cyan switch as well, so that's looking strong. We have room probably the upper band of the VWAP here over at 32. I'm going to take a look at the 5-minute chart. I really want to sip this tea, but I also want to do what I'm doing. So let's see here. We're going from 10.4 to 7.7 to 2.5. Whoa, man, that is strong. That is very, very, very strong momentum. Even a possible crossover to 1226. This is just looking like you can't do no wrong kind of thing. Just buy and hold on. Gonna try to get an entry off of 14. I don't know if we'll pull back that far because we're just in Rip Central right now. This is like Rip and Morty. Yeah, I said it. Just joining the bid, getting in wherever I can. In 16.5. Would have loved to have got in at like 15, but you know. Gonna try to get out at 19. Looks like we're finally getting a pullback. There would have been the entry off of 15. I think a little bit of patience would have paid off. Watch out for violent rip downs as well. Although I think that we're going to be focused on bullish action right now. Not just us, but I think that the rest of the market is going to be very focused on a lot of bullish action. So unless those bears show up and drop, 10,000 contracts on us or something like that, definitely should have gone for an entry off of a 200 moving average as opposed to up here for a further breakout. Patience. I absolutely need a little bit more of that today. I can tell just even like the market volatility, especially because it's been so slow the last week, I can tell that I'm a little aggressive, trading very, very, very aggressively today. And maybe I should pull back just a little bit. 11.9, or sorry, 9.9 to 11.9 to 13.2. That's still a move of over 1 point on the TTM. We got the 912 above the VWAP now. The 35, the 50, and the 912 are all in the proper position. We need the 912 now to get above the 200 moving average. And the next thing that we need to see is that 5200 crossover right here at the top of the hour. I think that we're going to get a lot of bullish action. We may get a high volume increase here as well. Like I said, I think that we have room all the way up to 30 and 32, which is the upper band of the volume weighted average price here. If I pull back on this chart, you can see that we had room up there to 37. I'm speaking a little fast here. I'm starting to get lightheaded. Just in it. Nice pop up there off the 200 moving average. Little flag form. No worries, Tiny. I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing weekend. I hope you come back rejuvenated, rested, and I also hope that you get some amazing sleep that helps you process some of all your trading this week, and you come back with a fresh new perspective, ready to win. Tiny, I know you got this. By the way, if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. We're down 600 in this trade. I should probably cut this at this point because we may get a fall over here. 13.5 to 14.2 to 14.4. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut that. Just take the loss. It's going to be big losses and big wins today, and that's just part of the name of the game. Our max of the day was 1,200. Up 1,200. Our peak down of the day was down like 500, I think. I think it was like 487.50. I would have to look back in the stream in order to actually check, but okay, so we got this possible crossover of the 5,200. That's probably not going to happen for about 15 minutes. So no trade there yet. This pullback is giving us a nice reprieve to be able to assess our charts and take a look at some of the longer time frames. On the 3-minute side, 9 and 12 are in the proper location. 9 12 got above, so 12 is above the 35 and 9 is above the 50. We're very close. If you look at this, we're very close to a 5,200 crossover on the 3-minute side. That would look really strong for a nice big strong breakout. It's kind of ripping, and so I want to get back into this as soon as possible. We got a cyan switch on the 5-minute side, and the 50 is beginning to reject that 200, the 50 EMA, and starting to curl upwards. So this is going to be a little 5-minute pullback, and then I think that we're going to have a nice, massive rip off this. I'm going to look to get in really just right here. There we go. We got the entry. Just going to collect that garbage, make it a little bit easier for exit. And then I'm going to jump over to the 1-minute candle side of things. I don't mind that this is pulling back, and then we're getting a blue on the cyan because I think that we're going to get another bounce here based off the 3 and the 5-minute chart. and off this flag form. So our pullbacks on the TTM looking like 13.9 to 13.6, so hardly any pullback, which is good, to 13.3, hardly any pullback again, also very good. So we could easily get a cyan candle very soon here. Another cyan candle would rip up and give us another breakout, at least to probably the peak of this, which is at 17. And our exit point is at 1650, 2 ticks below the high. And that wick there being the high. I'm going to mark it out, make it a little bit easier to see. Just hit that upper wick. There was a lot of sell orders on this candle, but you can see a lot of buy orders are starting to step in. I want to see more buy orders step in on this next candle. I'd like to see this one begin to break, at least break up to 15. This Yogi Energy Tea is awesome. They call these teas Perfect Energy. Everything in this line of the Perfect Energy Yogi teas has been amazing. No crash, really clean, good energy that lasts me a couple hours. Doesn't feel like I get like a tiredness crash or anything like that. Just sort of levels off into the day, which is great. Levels off into sort of like a calmness on the day. I'm gonna go ahead and just take this profit right here, wherever it lets me out. We're up 300 now. It's kind of bouncing around a lot. I'm gonna collect the garbage, make it a little bit easier on that cash. Now up 375. I mean, you know, you want to keep running up, that's fine, but I'd like to take my profits. I ran all the way up to like in the 400s. It still hasn't let me out. All right, let me out with 487.50 in profit. Not bad considering that our peak of the day was up 1,200. We're still up 900 on the day on a very volatile day. Honestly, this would be an amazing day to be trading in the evaluation. I cannot wait for my evaluation next week. I'm very excited on it. Starting on the 14th, I'll be back in the evaluation. Sometimes you just got to take a break from it though. Get back into the simulator. And I'm just very pumped. I feel very good about my my next time in the eval because we've had pretty much only wins minus 2 days that we had some losses in the sim. But outside of that, we've been doing really well, doing good at staying calm, staying patient. Except for today. Today my patience is kind of not there, but the market is clearly not patient today. So I'm kind of matching my mood to the market, I think. By the way, y'all, we have an amazing Discord community. We'd love to have you guys join up in it if you are not already in there. There's a link in the description to our Discord community. We'd love to have you there. Jump on in. When you join, though, do me a favor. Say hi. Say hello. Because you know what? We love it when people show up and don't just join for the heck of joining, but they join and get involved. So join on in and say, greetings, salutations, bienvenidos. Is that? I think I said that incorrectly. Guten Tag. There you go. I know German better than I know Spanish. Bienvenidos. Is it? Man, that is going to bother me. I got to look it up. That is bothering me so much. Can someone just write what bienvenidos means? There we are at 39.15. I'm gonna drop this down to like 8 ticks, and I'm gonna look to join the bid here. See if I can get in. Sorry for the we missed the move. I was trying to get that $2 rip because I was saying that if it hits 39.15 that we're gonna rip up past this wick here, and we did. It's exactly how it played out. Bro, I gotta look that up, man. It's like messing with me. Bienvenidos is welcome. That's Well, I guess that wasn't too far off. Bienvenidos, welcome to the Discord community. Pulling back off that, ripped up to 19. So the 15 on up to 17 would have been a great trade. That was the trade I was looking to hit, but I just didn't get the fill. Sometimes that happens. There's 5,200 crossover. We're waiting for it about 8:15, so maybe 5 more minutes or so. This heavy pullback here, though, may cause some resistance and may stunt this breakout. Let's take a look at the longer time frames now that we're getting this pullback here. We have a flag form on the 3-minute chart, as well as continued cyan action still building up here. 8.3 to 9.1 to 10.3. That's looking pretty good on the 3-minute side. Also, that 5,200 crossover you can see is actually already taken place. I don't know why this is still firing. Maybe it took place. No, it took place on the previous candle. So, gonna look at the 5-minute side. 5-minute has also a flag form, and it has the some stacking going from 1.7 to 6.5 to 8.8 on the TTM on the 5-minute side, and it also got 9 above 12 with the 1226 crossover on the previous candle as well. So this pullback here seems kind of temporary. We actually just even switched to a green dot. I'm going to jump back to the 1-minute and see what kind of options we have available to us. This kind of looks like a little bit of a head and shoulders, so we may get some pullback towards the VWAP here. $26 crossing above the 35. That may give us a little bit of pullback, possibly to like the EMA 35. As far as the sell-off goes, we're going from 10.9 to 9.1 to 6.9, so big drop down there on the TTM, to 5.2, so move down of 1.7. I don't feel confident taking it long here, not until this 5,200 crossover happens, I think. You can see a red dot there. Honestly, I feel a little confident in terms of taking a short, maybe down to like 39.08. So that'd be like a 12-tick short, which would be pretty large. But I'm not going to take that trade simply because I'm looking for the next thing to play out for a long-term switch. Obviously, there would have been some nice moves here, just because the range of the candles is so large. So if you had fast entry and very little lag, you could easily play these sort of bounces here. That's why I said I think it'd be really fun to trade this in the evaluation, because it's incredibly low latency. So I could be like, bam, bam, and just taking these little tiny scalps here and just building up little trades. By the way, guys, if you're curious about earning funding in the futures market using somebody else's capital to trade, check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are awesome. I really, really love these guys. Not only do I love these guys, I've been able to have conversations with people like very high ranking people in their company, and they're just very down to earth people. They're traders just like us, and I really like that. They understand where we're coming from. That's one of the reasons why they offer so many evaluation types. That's also one of the reasons why they offer the one-step evaluations, which are becoming more conventional. But these guys were one of the first to do it, that allow you to trade for 5 days and then earn funding. If you can meet all their rules and hit their profit targets within that length of time, you can earn funding as low as $10,000 and as high as $300,000. So you literally could trade with the equity of an entire house that somebody else is providing to you. It's absolutely crazy. But essentially, like, you can get access to $75,000 for $185, but you won't be paying $185 because you do have the link in the description, which number one does go to support the channel, but number two, it locks in a lifetime discount when you use that discount code that is provided right there. That promo code is JSBEST, meaning you're gonna get the best price from right here, Joel Straight. And they've already guaranteed me that when you use my link and when you use that promo code, you will always be getting whatever the best price is at that time. So personally, I'm working on the 50K evaluation on the one step and the 100K static evaluation as well. So these are the two evaluations that I'm currently working on. They also have the end of the day drawdown like the traditional prop firms. Then they have the very rare and not offered anywhere else diamond hand evaluations that you can hold overnight weekends. But honestly, the two favorite things I have about these guys is that they allow you to choose your trading software. You can use something as easy as TradingView or Tradeovate, or you can use something as advanced as NinjaTrader. And then the other thing I really love about them is that they have access to a Discord community. What other prop firm gives you access to a Discord community with them? I don't know a single one. So, check these guys out. Once you do, join in our Discord community, join in their Discord. If you join in our Discord community and you pick up an evaluation, let us know. Join our Discord community and say, hey, you know what? I picked up an evaluation, looking to earn that funding. And once you do, join in their Discord communication group and say what up to them as well. They're a very friendly group. So we'd love to have you, and I'm sure they would too. So join on in, guys. Use the link in the description of the promo code JSBEST. We're getting some support here off the EMA 35. I don't hate this. I'm going to join the bid here. I'm looking for an entry off of around the 50. We did drop slightly below the VWAP there for a brief moment. I'm only looking for 8 ticks on this, so I'm looking to get out before the 9 EMA even. So I'm looking for a bounce off the EMA 50 here. Now, it is on a red candle on the TTM, which I don't love, but the EMA 50 bounce trade move is one of my favorite strategies. I should say it's in my top 5 strategies. I do operate with several strategies on a daily. All right, we did get that trade. We're up 1050. We're almost back at our peak of the day of $1,200 on the day. This is on a downward cross, but I don't think this cross is gonna last very long, because we've got this 50 is still approaching the 200 moving average. The 200 moving average is still on a downward slope, moving from 1.4 to 2.3 on the TTM. There's that. We could have held on to that full trade. We got that full amount, but you know what? I like locking in the profits. Now we're getting a possible crossover to 1226, one of my favorite strategies. And I think that we're going to see a red to yellow here. There's the yellow. We're going to join the bid here. Hopefully get it in on that pullback. We did at 1050. So now I'm looking to get out at the peak of this candle here, which is 12.5. Very close to a red to yellow move. Also the possible crossover of the 1226. If you're unfamiliar, the 12 EMA and the 26 simple moving averages, when these cross over either to the upside or the downside, is its own trading strategy. One of my very first, in fact, I think it was my very first actual strategy in trading, period. It worked well for me, trading stocks, and I've used it in trading futures. It's also pretty effective in futures. Right now, I'm going to be looking for this 9 EMA, though, to get above this 12 EMA and confirm this upward move. That confirmation will certainly make this trade a lot easier. On top of that, a red to yellow would really add a significant amount of confidence to this trade here. Came up to 12 or just about half tick. Okay, we ran past it. There we are. Now we're new high of the day. We're up 1387.50. Just gonna jump in, check in with y'all's in the comments. Still got a couple people chilling here. If y'all haven't already, I haven't looked at the numbers, but make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Got a nice breakout here. Broke out all the way up to 15. I think this is set up well for a breakout now towards the upside. Past this section here. There we are, all the way up at 17. It's just moving a little fast for me to be able to catch it and process it all in my brain at the same time. Getting some pullback now. I would be looking for a pullback to about 12 and a half, maybe 13. I don't know if we'll pull back that far. I need to take a breather here. We're at 820. We still haven't got that 5200 crossover, but it's very close. I'm going to revise my original statement of 815. I'm going to put that at 835. I'm going to call it 840. Maybe 830. I can see it being at 830. This is getting that breakout now. We're at the peak of each of these. Here's a breakthrough 20. Massive buy volume inbound. Look at this bounce off the 35. Such a clean move. Now getting a cyan switch. Pullback entry here looked very nice. It only pulled back for a second though, so you had to be quick with it. I'm gonna put a standing entry at 17 and a half. And I'm gonna stretch out the sell order up to 20. Should be a 10 tick move. I don't know if it's gonna work that well, but look at that cyan switch there. What's the low of this candle? 18.7 or so. We got like 5 seconds left in this candle. I'm gonna hold this here and maybe we get some sell down. It could just rip here. That's what it's gonna do. So this is a classic like 1 minute candle to make a new high kind of setup. I'm just looking to get the entry here wherever it lets me in. All right, it let me in at 20 and a quarter, and I don't really know that I want to get out at 22 and a quarter. It's a little high. Try to get out at 21 and a quarter. Go for 4 ticks. It did end up pulling down though. I thought it was going to be a 1 minute candle to make a new high, but instead it's doing its more typical thing where it may end up being a 3 minute pullback, but we'll see. Ended on a doji on the upper, so I'm probably going to cut this. Cutting this. Hopefully it'll let me out before it takes too big of a loss. Let me out already. All right, loss of 225 on that. It's probably just going to rip right back up, but, you know, it is what it is. Up 1125 on the day. Our peak of the day was 1387.50. I'll look for a different entry point here. Trying to keep my losses small. Joining the bid here on this hammer. All right, we got the entry at 18 and a quarter. And I'm looking to get out at 20 and a quarter, which was the entry of our last trade. Reduce my exit to 19. It's well past our exit. All right, we got back 150 of that. We could have held through that pullback, honestly. But I think that because our entry was 20 and a quarter on the last one, so we'd be coming up and tapping it right now. So we'd probably still be stuck. By the way, if y'all are chilling, y'all hanging out, and you like this kind of content, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Also, join in our Discord community. Come on in, say what up, be like, yo, I'm here. What? Flipping up to 23. Like I said, I thought we had room up to 30, which is the upper band of the VWAP here. We're coming in very close to this 5,200 crossover. You can see it right there. We're about to touch. We're looking at probably 830 on that. Ich haben Hunger. Ripping up to 25. Very nice rip there. A lot of movement for a bad unemployment report. Watch out for some pullbacks now after that rip. Although TTM's still stacking to the upside. We're well past the 200 moving average though, so I don't think we need to worry about that. This 5,200 crossover is happening right now. So, so this pullback likely is going to get a rip off this. See if I can get it at like 23.50. Needs to drop a buck. Ran on up without me. I'm gonna cut this. I feel like I'm starting to get decision fatigue already. With this kind of market movement. This might end up being like a 3-minute pullback. You can see this was a 3-minute pullback here, but it hardly pulled back. Another flag. So this is a flag here, another flag here. I already got decision fatigue, man. It was like fast today, like 1 hour. I guess I did trade stocks before. $11.9 to 7.4 to 9.0. Like I said, I thought there was movement up to 30. Possibly even 32, but all right, guys. Market's ripping, but I'm getting decision fatigue. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. We're ending the day up $1,275 off of 13 trades. So not bad. What does that work out to? Let's figure it out. So we got 39. Let's figure out our fees. $170 in fees. All right, so 75. So we made 1104.96 today. So 1104.96. divided by 13 trades. So we made an average of about $85 a trade. Not bad. Not bad for an hour of work to make $1,100. So right, like now we just need to be able to do that in the simulator and bring that in. Eventually, my intention is to be able to get 20 evaluations passed on the maximum plans possible. So that'd be the 300K plan, and eventually be trading several accounts at once. But I'd be happy doing it just with a bunch of 50Ks and copy trading 20 accounts at one time. So having 20 accounts, I set in one execution and 20 different accounts send out the same execution, and they all look to enter and exit at the exact same spots with the same amount of contracts and all that. There's 30. Like I said, had room up to 30, 39, 30 on the day. We called it all the way down to 89. So there's the rip up to 30. Massive move on the day, man. Absolutely insane moves. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down there. Thank you guys so much for joining in here. I'm going to jump over to our Discord community. I'm going to post my reflection and my results on the day, and I'm going to see you guys in there. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have an amazing, restful, rejuvenating weekend, and take some time to reflect on your trades this week. Take some time to reflect not just on your trades, but on yourself and your emotions. How did you feel through the process of your trading? Did you feel overwhelmed? Did you feel excited? Did you feel scared? Did it make your heart pound? Any of those things. If any of that stuff was happening, any of that stuff was going on, I would love to hear about your reflection and your results in the group. Guys, I do that daily, and I would love to hear you guys and see you guys doing it, because you know what? It's going to make you a better trader. It's going to make everybody in that group a better trader. And it's going to do is just make all of us better. So, guys, if you're willing to have the courage to get out there and be vulnerable, this is a no judgment zone. We're not going to tell you did bad, or you should have did this differently, or should have did that differently. That's not how we roll. Instead, we're going to look at that and we're going to be like, nice job with your reflection. How can you use that information and grow from it? Remember, guys, growth takes time. It takes patience, and it can be frustrating, especially when we're working on ourselves. But that's the most important work, even if we don't get paid for it. But I can tell you one thing: as we invest in the growth in ourselves, then that growth will pay you by far the most dividends out of anything out there on the planet. It will pay you more than any job. It'll pay you more than any trade. It'll pay you more than anything. Not to mention, you're developing your own joy and your own happiness that you can use and bank on for a sustainable period of time, a long period of time in your life. And you can look to that and be like, oh man, it doesn't matter how hard things get. I have the ability to remain optimistic through it because I've done this inner work. I've taken this time to work on myself. I've taken this time to reflect on these things, and I understand what I'm dealing with emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, and everything around me. My traumas don't control me. I am in control of my own reality and the way that I look at life from this perspective. So, guys, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. Much love and appreciation. We'll see you on Monday, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 market time. And look forward to seeing you there. Peace.